As mentioned earlier, Victorian age is known for Victorian novels. And in Victorian novels, the most important novelist is Charles Dickens, whose novels are thought social documentary of that time. There was another trend that is called historical novels, and that was seen in Romantic Age by Sir Walter Scott. We can say the tradition of Sir Walter Scott continues in Victorian age through leading best-selling historical novelist of the time, Harrison Ainsworth. Harrison Ainsworth was not only a historical novelist, but his novels had elements of Gothic, adventures, and archaeological sense. Gay Fawkes and Jack Shepherd are two of his famous novels. Probably his masterpiece is Lancashire Witches. Another novelist that gets our attention, that's Gaskell, and they are influenced by the ideas of Carlyle. Carlyle was not a fiction writer, but he is known for his lectures, which title is On Heroes, Hero Worship, and the Heroic in History, that contains six lectures, and each lecture describes one category of a hero, starting from God as hero, then prophet as hero, poet as hero, priest as hero, and general or savior as hero. So Carlyle, he was a great scholar and authority of German literature. More importantly, he was a great translator. He translated German literature into English. And novelists of the time, including Gaskell, Dickens, George Eliot, they were influenced by uh, the scholarship and ideas of Thomas Carlyle. Another influence was Marxism. Karl Marx, the most, you can say, influential writer of the age, and originator of the idea of class struggle, proletariat, dictatorship, classless society, and revolution. His best work, that was in German language, Das Kapital, translated as The Capital in English. He made joint ventures with an English author, Engels, and Engels, the condition of working class in England, and later on, Communist Manifesto. So these ideas, besides, you can say, the ideas of Charles Darwin, and besides the idea of Charles Darwin, And also you can say the foreign influence of philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche. Political novels were written by Benjamin Disraeli, who later on became a British Prime Minister. Coningsby, Cybele, and Tancred are his famous novel. They comprise a trilogy of the time. Another novelist that's contemporary of Charles Dickens and known for his sense of humor, his that's W.M.P. Thackeray, William Makepeace Thackeray, and Thackeray is known for his masterpiece Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair is a novel that gives an unusual perspective on the Napoleonic Wars and satirizes the high society of the time. Becky Sharp, uh, she is the heroine of this novel, and she is contrasted with a rich lady, that's Amelia Sedley. So, an orphan that grows up to the woman of ideas, woman of original thinking, that's Becky Sharp, contrary to a conformist Amelia Sedley. Another novelist who is known for his, we can say, limited range, art of characterization, and realistic portrayal of society, that's Anthony Trollope. He is a prolific writer, though by profession he was a banker, but uh, he wrote about contemporary English society, particularly his two series of his novels, which are uh, much admired. Uh, Barchester Towers is also part of this series. One series is called Barsetshire novels, and other series is called Palliser novels. Barchester Towers is part of Barsetshire novels that contains 6 novels. Trollope is sometimes introduced as male Jane Austen because he shares the art of characterization with Jane Austen, realistic portrayal of a segment of society that was Southern England in the novel of Jane Austen, and that's the West Country in the novels of Anthony Trollope. Austen's focus was marriage and money, a dominant concern of the middle class of the time. Trollope's concern is conspiracies of the people who are associated with church or evolving church of the time. Fictional county of Barsetshire gives Trollope the opportunity to expand upon Jane Austen's desire for the novels to explore 3 or 4 families in a country village. The series of Barsetshire examines the religious tendencies of the time in a local situation, and the social behavior of a wide cast of characters is observed. And that behavior shows ambition, career, belief, and personality of the characters. Through the clashes and conflicts, Palliser novels move to the national political stage with a similar careful observation of social influence on public life. Love and intrigue is a main feature of the plots of Palliser and Barsetshire. Trollope's plot contains all the manifold contrivances and complications which have come to be seen as typical of the Victorian novel. Inheritance, intrigues, scheming and cheating, property and propriety. They are novels of behavior rather than of manners. And Trollope's novels reveal as much about the second half of 19th century as any of the more acclaimed works of greater writers. Trollope was a master of how situations evolve and develop and the process behind actions. Because of this quality, he emerges as a major writer of the time. His writing could be seen not just as a highly readable social observation of character and intrigue, but also as a fully worked out criticism of capitalist ethics, which can be seen in his work, The Way We Live Now. The Way We Live Now is a novel that was published in 1875, and that's, we can say, a criticism of capitalist ethics. Trollope is in a long line of Victorian writers who continually explore and question what is meant by historical progress in context of 19th century. So whatever was first written by Walter Scott and Ainsworth in a fictional way that was written by Anthony Trollope. Another novelist of the time is George Meredith, who is called the grand old man of English literature. He was the model for the famous painting of the death of the young poet Chatterton by Henry Wallace in 1851. George Meredith's major novels, The Ordeal of Richard Feverel, The Egoist, and Beauchamp's career, are concerned with the psychology of misunderstanding. Meredith novels are novels of discovery and self-discovery, and as such are often considered to be very modern in outlook. Female novelists also got a significant position in Victorian age. George Eliot probably is the best of the era, and there are the Brontes. George Eliot, real name was Mary Ann Evans. She took a male name partly in order to rise above the silly novel syndrome. It was often thought that women cannot write about philosophical, intellectual, political ideas as they are mostly engaged with silly novels about sentiments. Elizabeth Gaskell and the Bronte sisters had already made a notable contribution to the flourishing of female writing in mid 19th century. Three sisters are called Bronte sisters: Charlotte, Emily, and Anne Bronte. Bronte sisters did much to alter the way in which women were viewed, demonstrating new social, psychological, and emotional possibilities for women. They adopted pseudonyms like George Eliot, and these names were Currer, Ellis, and Acton Bell. Charlotte and Emily Bronte are in many ways opposite to Jane Austen. They are distinctly romantic in temperament, exploring in their novels extremes of passion and violence. So Jane Austen idea that there should be sense and sensibility and balance between emotion and reason. Emotions in extremes are explored by these two Bronte sisters, Emily Bronte and Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte's novel Jane Eyre is considerable critical acclaim. Jane Eyre is epsonym, the character whose name forms the title of the novel, begins life as an orphan, undergoes many difficulties, working as a governess, and finally marries the man she loves, and his name is Rochester. On one level, this novel is a rags to riches story, mean गरीब से अमीर होने की कहानी. On another novel level, it is a novel of love, mystery, passion. The good characters win, but only after they have suffered and been forced to examine their own conscience and to explore their moral selves. The novel is characterized by melodramatic incident, but in each phase, Jane Eyre grows in maturity and understanding. Emily Bronte's best novel is Wuthering Height. Wuthering Height is a novel that contains a degree of emotional force and sophisticated narrative structure not seen previously in the history of English novel. Wuthering Height is a cyclical novel in structure, and for that reason, he was appreciated in 20th century more than it was admired in its own age. It is a work of extreme contrast set in the wild moorland of New Yorkshire, which is appropriate to wild passions which it describes. Kathy and Heathcliff are its protagonists. Heathcliff is hero of this novel. Third of Bronte sisters was Anne Bronte. She wrote The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, which has been overshadowed by Charlotte and Emily Bronte's spectacular successes. Bronte sisters opened up new possibilities for the form of English novel. At the same time, they provided a basis for which psychological exploration became a key component in the development of the genre of the novel. So we can say they are forerunner of George Eliot's psychological realism when because of psychological exploration of character, especially Emily Bronte for the character of Heathcliff and Charlotte Bronte for the character of Jane. Then George Eliot is a novelist. In her works, the English novel reaches new depths of social and psychological concern and moral commitment. She is known for her idea of moral vision. George Eliot shares with the greatest European writers of her century, being Balzac, Flaubert, Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, who have focused on psychological development of the character and realistic portrayal of contemporary world. The scope of George Eliot's writing is considerable, from early stories in scenes of clerical life published anonymously but recognized by Dickens as certainly by a female hand. Then her novels Middlemarch and her final novel Daniel Deronda. George Eliot touches on many of the major issues of our day. Such issues have not lost their pertinence over a century later. Adam Bede is usually taken as the first novel written by her. That's also an eponymous novel and has a focus on Bildungsroman or development of the character of Adam Bede. In this novel, we see George Eliot idea of you can say woman nature, and according to her, woman nature has two aspects. One is of intellect, duty, responsibility, and other is that is contrasted with desire, impulse, passion. In Adam Bede, rational, moral, dutiful outlook is presented through the character of Dina Morris, and instinctive, passionate, impulsive aspect of woman nature is represented another character, Hattie Sorrel. These two characters and their growth is also subject of the novel, besides growth and development of Adam Bede. That idea of duality of human nature, which was shown through two characters in Adam Bede, later on it is fused into one through the character of Maggie Tulliver in The Mill on the Floss. So Mill on the Floss is more advanced, mature, and you can see a and better artistic representation of George Eliot's idea of human nature. And here we see rational, responsible, dutiful Maggie Tulliver and passionate, impulsive, or you can say rebellious Maggie Tulliver. They are fused into one character, that's Maggie, the protagonist of the novel Mill on the Floss. Though this novel is criticized for its certain melodramatic elements, especially its end, that is, you can say, an idealization of siblings' love, which psychologically may be challenged. Besides characters, psychological concern in in George Eliot's novels, there is a milieu or a context, and it represents evolution of English society. Whatever time period it captures, whether it's the late 18th century in Adam Bede or it's early 19th century in The Mill on the Floss, she gives accurate depiction of the time. George Eliot's novels are largely set in the realistically presented location of the Midland area of her childhood, that is Warwickshire. Midlands first we see in George Eliot's novel, later on we see in the novels of D.H. Lawrence. And her characters tend to be ordinary, unheroic people caught up in circumstances which are greater than any individual. The necessity of heroic behavior in an unheroic age reaches its highest expression in her novel Middlemarch. Dorothy is protagonist of Middlemarch, and there is another title, Romola, and there is heroine of the same name in this novel. Romola is thought George Eliot's historically researched novel. George Eliot novel Daniel Deronda. That was not much valued in her time, but in later on, because after you can say Holocaust, it was considered. So George Eliot is one of the significant novelists of the era, known for her psychological realism. Psychological realism portrays exact, accurate picture of the contemporary time, which is shown in the novel. and it explores the psychological growth of the characters. George Eliot was pen name. Her real name was Mary Ann Evans. She had acquaintance with different philosophers of the time. Most important was J.S. Mill. Her personal or autobiographical references are also shown in her novels, like you can say Elopement in the novel The Mill on the Floss, and her family ties, her father's economic crisis. After George Eliot, there are many uh, women novelists of the time, uh, but I skip them and their work and mention Elizabeth Gaskell. Elizabeth Gaskell, she wrote novels like Mary Burton, Cranford, North and South. Her contribution to the Victorian novel is recognized as one of considerable social commitment and artistic achievement. Social commitment, we can say that's the influence of Charles Dickens, and her novel North and South presents contrast between rural South and the industrial north of England. Another novelist who was critical of Victorian society, that was Samuel Butler. His novels include The Way of All Flesh, Irivon, George Gissing is a novelist who is thought naturalist novelist of the time. Naturalism couldn't get uh, the same similar success in England as it enjoyed in France and some other European nations. In France, Emile Zola was the best example of naturalist novel. Naturalist writer tried to present the realities in great details with photographic accuracy, and they provide natural explanation of uh, situations, happenings, and fall of the characters. They believe that hereditary, and circumstances or environment play key role in fate of man. George Gissing's novels, they include Workers in the Dawn,